like I promised the other day, I am off out into the woods. I'm not going to film all my adventure into the woods, just bits and pieces. Over there, there's a pond where if I needed to I can get water. But anyway, what I want to show you is these ones are plums or pears. Further up behind, I think this is an oak tree. A little bit further up there's apples. Now we've come in September. You'll see lots of apples, and I think there's even plums on there now, but obviously they're not ready to eat. And then you've got raspberries, no, blackberries over there as well. So a good place to come. So anyway, I'll catch you up in a minute. So guys, I'm in the woods, and this was like this back in the winter when I was last here, and obviously the National Trust hasn't came out and removed the massive tree and repaired the bridge. Obviously I'm not going to cross that bit, but I'm assuming it was someone, the public, built a bridge over here. So I saw a young lady, I say young lady, she's younger than me, go down this way, and it looks like this is the new path. So it looks like someone, I'm assuming a member of the public, have taken it upon themselves to create that. Now, I don't have my boots with me, I've got my trainers, so let's see how it goes. This could go really horrible or really fun or somewhere in between. So let's just shut up and go on with it. Looks like you're more solid than I thought. Yeah, it's a little bit more solid than I thought. I thought the whole lot would give way. I was actually worried about falling in. But yeah, this is the bridge that I used to cross. And again, looks like members of the public tried to make it safe, but yeah, maybe on the way home I'll try and cross this instead of that. So we're about halfway to where I want to be. It's going to get up to 28 degrees or Celsius. But it does feel a little bit cooler here. There's someone coming, so I'll see you all very shortly. So guys, yeah, I had a little bit of a weird, or yeah, I'll say one, yeah, not so weird. So the last little bit of video I did before doing this one, I swore, I'm not saying it's paranormal, I'm not saying it's, you know, supernatural aliens or anything like that, alien invasion, but as I was walking here, yeah, as I ended the last clip, the reason why I switched the camera off, because I thought that someone was coming. Now, I'm a very respectable guy. I try not to film people if I don't have to, if that makes sense. If someone walks in front of the camera, tough, you know, but I try not to film people, you know, if I can help it. So anyway, so I thought I saw someone couldn't tell whether it's a man, couldn't tell whether it's a woman. I said it was an adult because it looked like an adult-sized person, but I couldn't tell whether it was a man or a woman. And they had a light olive green t-shirt on with like a dark print, like a tattoo on the front. Didn't think of anything much of it. Didn't want to film him, so I turned the camera off. Carried on walking. And I'm the only freaking one in the woods right now. There's no one else in the woods. Everyone else is buggered off. But I say that, I think there might be a dog walking out. But for the last 5-10 minutes, I'm the only soul in the whole entire woods. Now, the reason why I know that, because this is not really particularly a big wooded area. You can walk in and out in less than 20 minutes if you're a fast walker. It's not very big. You can walk in and out within 20 minutes. And you typically either hear someone or see someone before you actually, Oh, I thought there was a... I may gonna have to rescue that. Well, try and rescue that. I thought there was a sheep on this side, and there is. Because I don't know if you can hear it, but these sheep have been going on and on and on. I don't know if you can see it, but this particular one has been calling and calling and calling for ages. So I'm going to try and see whether I can rescue this sheep. So I'm going to try and find a hole in the fence. There is a gate, but the gate is locked. It's private property. On that side, it's private property. Behind me, there's a fence, and there is private property, and there is a gate. So I'm going to see whether the gate is unlocked, and I'm going to try and get that sheep back with its friends. I'll be back. I'll do my best. I'll be back. So guys and girls, I had to change location to here. This is one of my other spots. So I used to come here and where I was just now. I prefer where I was just now, but then I did found another spot just over there, but I didn't bring a saw because there's hoddy bush. And I had many years ago had a bit of a experience with a hoddy bush. I scratched my actual eyeball, and it was really painful, really uncomfortable. And I don't want to do that again. So I came back here where I did my last video, and I'm going to put my tent roughly in this spot here. So roughly where I'm standing now, it will be the back end. Over there will be the front end, or the open end. Also there is a little stream down there where I can collect that the water for the filter that I was talking about. So I'm going to set up my tent. I'm not going to film me setting up the tent. You've seen me do that quite a few times. So I'm going to set up the tent. I'm not only that, I'm trying to keep this video short. I don't want it to be a 10-hour long video. I'm trying to keep it as short as possible. So I've decided to not camp here, but stay here for a few hours, cook a little bit of food. Just realised that people can see me. I can see someone walking along there, and this is the thing I don't like, guys and girls. I don't like the fact that people can see me, but I suppose it is what it is. Yeah, especially when we've got a sheep. Yeah, especially when you got a sheep rolling around, not rolling, but walking around. I trust the sheep not to interfere. I trust the sheep not to trash my tent and my gear. Yeah, it's a sheep. Yeah, but when the farmer realises there's a problem, he's gonna come out and get the sheep. So yeah, it's gonna be a bigger problem. I just hope that once I get my tent set up, people won't realise. I said it's summertime. The leaves are out. It's not going to get any greener than it already is. I just hope that people just overlook where I am. It's olive green, my tent. Just hope it's not very obvious what I'm doing. And I don't think many people will come down here anyway to find out what I'm doing, because you have to go down a slope, cross the stream, and then up here to talk to me. So yeah, there are people here in this country where I live that would do that, but again, yeah, I've never had a problem before, so yeah. Anyway, so waffling on, let's get the tent up, and then I'll get the water system set up. It's where the water system that I've got, get that set up, filter some water, get coffee on the go, maybe even have something to eat, because I did bring some food. I did put a post on Facebook. I'm part of the Facebook group of this area. Have posted it, so hopefully the farmer or someone's aware that they lost a sheep, and they'll hopefully come out and rescue their sheep before the foxes eat it, and kill it and eat it. So anyway, waffling on, let's go get my tent up, let's get this video on the go. I'll see you all shortly. So guys, I've got most of the tent set up, and I put some of the strings up as well. Yeah, so this is kind of what the inside will look like. I need to I don't know really, in the sense of like I want to put the mat down and whatnot, but like I said, that sheep is still lost. And like I said, the field is literally right there. And like I said, I have put the message on Facebook about the sheep. A couple of people have responded, not the owners, but people have responded to the post. And the sheep keeps coming down to that green bit down there on the opposite side. So I'm a little bit wary about. Like I said, sheep is very friendly, in the sense that like, it doesn't bother me, but the sheep is getting stressed out because the sheep is not with the other sheep, so it's getting a little bit stressed out. So it could start reacting, So sorry guys, my hay fever is starting to kick in, and I want to sneeze, but yeah. So yeah, I want to carry on with the video, and I want to carry on, but I'm a little bit wary of the farmer, and I'm a little bit wary of the sheep, because the sheep is getting more distressed as time goes on. So yeah, I'm going to grab my bag and my food, I'm going to go inside and keep out of sight, so to speak. Set the inside up, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I'll see you all very shortly. So yeah, I've decided guys not to set up my inflatable mat. Yeah, I've decided not to set up my inflatable mat, only because that sheep Now, bless its heart, that sheep. Is becoming more erratic. And yeah, I'm getting to that point because I even just heard a man's voice not that far away. And I'm thinking to myself, there's too much going on. There's too much going on. So I'm thinking about taking down the tent, because if things get a little bit more erratic, that's a word I can think of, then I want a quick escape. That makes sense. So if the sheep gets a little bit more wound up, then I want to just get up and go. I keep hearing rustling on that side. I keep hearing rustling. It's not rustling of trees, as you can tell. There's no wind, but it sounds more like footsteps, and it's doing my freaking head in. It's doing my freaking head in. So I am going to stay out here for a while longer. But that sheep is doing my freaking head in. I understand it's a sheep, it's in distress, it's gonna, yeah. Like I said, I heard a man's voice, not that far away. Could be the farmer. Yeah, it could be the farmer. The footpath is not that far up that way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay out here for a bit longer. I'm going to show you the water filter system. The tent is kind of put up in a rush. Yeah, kind of put up in a rush. Because I wanted to put it up quickly so I can hide from the sheep. I don't know, hide from the farmer. I don't know, but I don't know. I think I'm stressed. I think that's what it is. I'm stressed. So yeah, I'm going to show you the water filter. Actually, I'm going to leave the tent up a bit. Sod it. I'm going to leave the tent up a bit longer. I'm going to make myself a drink. Make myself a pot noodle. And sod it. Sod it. I'm stressed. It's supposed to be a nice, quiet, not camping, but nice and quiet day where I don't have to do housework. Yeah, still got a ton of housework to do when I get home, but it's supposed to be a nice quiet day out, yeah, in the woods, making a video, not getting stressed. So yeah, the reason why I've done it this way is because no one can see me. Well, obviously they see the tent, but they won't see me personally. They'll see the side of the tent. There's a fence behind, it's all boarded off. That gate hasn't been opened in years. There is, well, you can't see it on camera, I can't even see it with the naked eye, but there is a fence along there and a farmer's field. I call it farmer's field, and yeah, so yeah, that's the reason why I've set that up the way I've set it up. So sod it, I'm going to leave it up. I'm going to set up the water filter, make myself a drink, and a pot noodle. I bought myself a pot noodle. I'm going to have that. I'm going to try my absolute best to block out all the noise, and bless the sheep's heart, I'm going to try and not de-stress or stress over the sheep. Like I said, I've done what I can to help the sheep. I have posted on Facebook about lost sheep, you know, in the woods. Hopefully, yeah, they'll get that sorted. Hopefully the farmer won't come and annoy me. I just hope the farmer will come, get a sheep and have done with it. Like I said, I've had no problems in the past of people coming up to me, like being in this location, coming up to me and asking me what I'm doing. Like I said, I have to walk from the main path all the way down here, cross a little stream and come here. Who in their right mind is going to do that? Yeah, again, you look at the colour of the trees, kind of the same colour as the tent. You have to look for it to see it. So I'm going to try my best to just chill, take a chill pill and carry on. And if someone does come, I'll just explain to them that I'm making a YouTube video. I'll be gone by tonight. Yeah, obviously I want to leave before then because there's a few shops I want to go in. I'm right by the town. There's a few shops I want to go in before they close, so I'll be leaving a lot earlier than that. So yeah, so let's do the water filter. I'm not going to lie about the mat, do the water filter, because that's what I want to show you guys. And again with the let's say airbed, there's a lot of stuff on the floor. I don't want to puncture it as well, so I'm either gonna do an overnight challenge. I know it's not exciting, but an overnight challenge in my back garden. Plan on doing that this summer. Only reason why I'm doing it in my garden is because I don't have all this stuff all over the floor in my garden. I don't have holly and twigs and, you know, and actually can get my airbed out properly. I can actually do things a little bit more properly without sheep wandering around or nosy people want to know what I'm doing. So I may even do, if you guys like it, I may even do more overnight challenges in my back garden. Like I said, not exciting, I know, not really particularly thrilling, I know, but yeah. So again, if you guys want me to do that kind of thing, like an overnight thing in my back garden, I can mimic this in my back garden quite easily. Again, as you guys know, I have sleep apnea, so I can't do an overnight challenge here because I need a machine. If you don't know what sleep apnea is, go and Google it, and then you'll know what I mean by, you know, what I'm saying. I need a machine to help me sleep, like basically pumps air into my lungs, or into my throat I should say, not my lungs, keep my airways open, so I can breathe during the night. I can't do that out here. There's no power supply out here for me to have a machine that, you know, mimics that. yeah, otherwise I'll be up all night, literally counting sheep. So if you want me to do overnight challenge, yeah, I can. At least if I'm at home, do it in my back garden, I can have my sleep apnea machine, so I won't suffocate during the night. Again, what I'm about to tell you is very, very rare indeed. But you can suffocate and die, you know, if you don't get your sleep apnea under control. If you don't have the machine to help you breathe when you're asleep, your throat closes up and you can literally suffocate to death, which I don't want. So yeah, anyway, back to the video. Let's get a water filtration going. Let's get some water. Let's have a go. So I'm not going to cut the video here, I'm just going to keep it as one video. So I've got the pack down there all packed up. Let's get it going. Let's have a bit there. Debris. So yeah, I'm one of those people, guys, that I get stressed, very stressed. And why? I'm an idiot. I really am an idiot. I suppose I still can. I suppose I still can. But I thought this had a blue bag like this one, where I can hang it from a tree. But I've got a feeling I did not pack it in the bag. That's what that black strap is for, so you can strap it up. But according to this, I still can. It's just I have to squeeze the bag to get the water out. So let's go and do that. Let's go and get some water. And then I just literally attach that bit to the end, squeeze the bottle, and the water should come out the other end. Into the bits I'm doing. So let's go and do that. I think that is for my other filter. So let's go and see whether we can get some water from somewhere. The little stream down here, so it shouldn't be too bad. Thing is, yeah, I love animals. Yeah, I'm a meat eater. I do eat meat, but when I see, it does upset me. It does stress me out. It's not the animal's fault, and it's not the owner's fault. These things happen, and yeah, these things happen, and whatever. It's just that if it's going to happen, it's going to happen to me on a day when I'm going to make a video, right? Yeah, the owner will come out, get the sheep, everything's going to be okay. But it happens to me on a Saturday when I'm trying to make a video. Now I have to be a little bit careful here, guys and girls, because, like I said before, I have my trainers, not my boots. So I was thinking about going down to that little rocky bit there and get some water. So I have to put you guys down, so you may not see me do this on camera, but I have to put you guys down somewhere up here so I won't fall. muddy. Stuff at mine. So the water's very cloudy, as you can probably tell. It smells alright, but it does smell a bit swampy. But I'm hoping that the water filter will remove most of it. And let's put the lid back on. Put the lid back on there. Let's get the hands are soaking wet. Right guys, the moment of truth. So, let's try and set you up somewhere. Set you up there. I'm not going to try not to cut too much in this bit. The only problem with this tent is the pole that's in the middle. As you can tell, there's a pole right in the centre, and it's kind of like in the way. That's what I'm trying to do. The problem with that pouch that I've got, it doesn't allow too much water to go into the pouch. So I don't know whether you can see it on camera, but there's only a little bit in the bag, there's not much. So let's see how this goes. There should be some kind of arrow. So I'm assuming that is on there. Sorry guys, I'm doing this off camera. Now in theory, I should tip and squeeze. In theory. It does look a bit cleaner than it was because it was very cloudy when I collected it, but I had to have some more trips to the to the river because I forgot to pick up my other bag, or to the stream I should say. I do have my gas can with me, so I had to go and get some more water, because that's not going to cut it, and I might have to throw that bit away anyway because my cup's dirty. So I'm not going to film the constant to and froing, so I'm going to get enough water to fill this up to make a drink, and a pot noodle as well. So bear with me guys, and I'll see you once I've got enough water. I'll be back. So guys, and girls, that's my leg, in case you're wondering. So that is a very good water filter to have. It's not one of the best, but it is very good for what you need to do. Now, do I trust filters? No. I trust that they get rid of the dirt and some of the bacteria, and yes, this did get rid of the dirt. Reason why I do have it on boil, that river or stream, if you want to call it a stream, if you want to call it that, did have quite a lot of clay in that water. Now here, yeah, obviously on top there is mud, but underneath is clay, quite a lot of clay underneath where I live. So wherever you live here, if you dig down further now, yeah, there's quite a lot of clay. So yeah, it does get rid of the dirt, it does get rid of the clay, that kind of thing, but I don't really trust them when it comes to getting rid of bacteria, which goes on to my next thing. So yes, by all means get a water filter. If you can filter it the way I have into a cup like that, great, which this one does. I can't remember the make of this particular one. I did get it from Amazon. It's called Water Drop. I got it from Amazon. I can't remember exactly how much, but it was around about the £20-30 mark, and you do get obviously the straw, the bag, a black strap, and you do get a bigger blue bag with a hose attached. And I forgot to put it into my bag. Totally forgot I had it, to be honest. And you collect more water and filter more water. So yeah, definitely get one. There's plenty on Amazon that you can pick, but I don't personally trust them when it comes to bacteria. So that goes on to my next question, or next bit of information. I showed it in my last video, the purification tablets. So if you're drinking it straight from the river, so to speak, so you're not doing what I'm doing. I'm making a cup of coffee. I'm making myself a mocha. So I'm making a mocha. So boiling water is the best way of killing bacteria. It doesn't remove the dirt, but it does kill the bacteria and the parasites and all the bad stuff you don't want, all the germs, bacteria, that kind of thing, parasites. Boiling water will get rid of that. Purification tablets, if you're drinking it cold and you're not boiling it, get yourself purification tablets, but also get yourself a good filtration system like this one. Yeah, so water drop, that's what it's called. I don't really see it on camera. Water drop, and it does come with a gravity thing where you can just, yeah, gravity will do most of the work. But yeah, get yourself a good water system that will get rid of the dirt, and then either use a fire, or like I've done, gas, boil it if you're making food, or use a purification tablet to get rid of the bacteria, just to protect yourself. You can put all your heart and soul into one of these, but you don't really want to be puking your guts up or having diarrhea in a couple of days' time. As you can tell, it's starting to warm up quite nicely. There's a little bit of steam coming off the top. So I'm going to leave it for a few more minutes. And if you guys were wondering what kind of matcha I have, it is Costa Coffee $1 million. Is it $1 million matcha, or millionaires? Let me rephrase that. Millionaires matcha. Come pre-made. Open it one-handed. So it comes in a powder form. You just pour the whole lot into the cup. So I'm getting by midges there. Pour the whole lot into the hot water. Give it a stir, and you're done. I did bring a pot noodle, sticky rib pot noodle. I'm not gonna bother with the pot noodle. I'm gonna probably put that in my storage for next time I do a video like this, whether it's out here or in my garden, only because it means more trips to the river using that little bag. That little bag is for like on the go, so if you come across like a body of water, you can fill that up. It'll only allow 12 ounces, but only allow up to where it says water drop. It'll only allow that much water, and the bag is bigger. Maybe I'm filling the bag up wrong, maybe I'm doing it wrong, but yeah, it won't allow you to have too much water inside in one go. So my mistake. I need to bring the other bag with me to process more water. It's starting to boil a little bit, which is good. I'm going to boil a little bit more, a little bit longer, and I'm going to make myself a mocha. Mocha? Mocha. I've got matcha on the brain. Make myself a mocha, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to make that. Actually, I'm going to keep the camera going. So I do apologise about the camera angle, guys. I don't know whether you can see this, so I do apologise. But I'll put that in. Let's reconnect. So I'll show you guys that later. So let's start there. I'm gonna have spoon. Let's grab yeah, I'm just going to let it boil for a bit longer. So yeah, always get yourself a good filter. Always boil tablets. Yeah. So, what else are my plans? So what I'm going to do after I've made the coffee, I'm going to take down, I haven't had that sheep for a while. That sheep, I don't know whether you noticed, it's gone quiet. So maybe the farmer has got his sheep back. I really do hope he's got his sheep back. I'm going to call that a sheep, Sean the sheep. I don't care if I get copyrighted, I'm going to call that a sheep, Sean. It's gone all quiet on the home front, which is nice. Yeah. Now, while I've got you guys, I'm gonna just sit and chill. My legs are gone dead. I want you guys to have a good view of that. I know I said beginning of this year I'm gonna do more. Oh no, that shoot's tied up again. But after my last experience here in the woods, I've kind of not given up, but more of like home survival. But I don't think you guys, maybe one day I'll maybe do a video on that, but it's like one of those like really boring stuff I do at home. I'd rather show you guys this. But yeah, it's gone all quiet, it's quite peaceful now. And if I didn't have sleep apnea, and if I wasn't scared of my own shadow, I probably would spend the night here quite easily. But I'm scared of my own shadow. I'm scared of other shadows, not just scared of my own shadow. I'm scared of other shadows. Like I said, I thought I saw someone earlier wearing a green t-shirt and there was no one there, so which made me paranoid. But yeah, it's quite nice little spot. So yeah, I'm hearing noises now and I'm thinking to myself, that's not someone, it's not, oh what's his face, guy from Friday the 13th. It's not him trying to get you, it's probably an animal. It's probably that damn sheep making those noises. So yeah, if you like this kind of video guys, leave a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. But yeah, a little bit more of this tent guys. So this tent is a two-man tent. Two-man tent but with no gear. So as you can tell, I've got my bag, I've got a little bag of snacks. There's enough room for another person, but with no gear. Also, I've just been thinking to myself that this is an outer shell for a bug net. So you get those like bug nets, and then you get like the outer shell for it. I think this is an outer shell for a bug net, but you can use it as an outer shell without the bug net, if that makes sense. So this cost me brand new. It's a DD hammock tent. They do obviously hammocks, they do tarpaulin, that kind of thing. They do basically camping gear. Now I'm not being what you call it, they're not sponsoring me to say this. I'm just saying it because I think it is a good tent. Now the reason why I think it's a bug net, an outer shell for a bug net, is because of these little loops. It's for these little loops, and they are supposed to be tied. So you're supposed to have a bug net, and then these are supposed to be tied to the bug net. There's one in each corner, and then there's one up right at the very top there, and they're designed to be tied to an inner shell, so to speak. But to be honest, I'm not going to get myself a bug net. There are bugs here in the UK. I'm getting eaten right now by midges. But I'm not going to get myself a bug net for this. One, because I don't have the money, and two, I like it just the way it is without a bug net. There's an air vent just there, which I can open up. That's a sheep, not a person. And days like today, I don't want to be messing around with a bug net. Yeah, I don't want to be messing around with a bug net. Bugs here are annoying, but it's not worth buying a bug net for. So yeah, I'm gonna. This has been boiling for a while now, so it's time to get my coffee on the go. So let's put you back into there. So here comes the millionaire's coffee. Now I can't smell any bad smells coming from the water. Let's have the chocolate smells really nice though. Guys, I hate these videos that I see on YouTube where they're like stupid noises with the stupid noises. I hate those videos. I hate those videos with a passion. When they pop up on my recommendations, I like, no, not interested. I don't want to know. So, give it a bit of a stir. I don't know why, but when I'm out here, I always lick the spoon. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, to keep it clean, but I know that spoon is going to be bloody hot. So I'm going to put the spoon on my bag. If you're wondering where I put the rubbish, I put the rubbish in the bag. I'm gonna, this pot does come with a lid, so I'm gonna put the lid on top to keep the moisture in the bugs out. Moisture in, bugs out. That's actually not that hot. I thought this was going to be hot than I thought it would be. Oh, that is. So the pot does come with obviously a lid with a little thing on top. And also it does come, so you can hang it over a fire if you want to, or open flame. And it does also come with a little handle which is foldable handle, but I don't want to touch it because it's so hot. And the other thing I've learned, if I can move that back up where it should be, is not to touch that after you put the flame out. Do not touch it. I've learned that the hard way many years ago when I had this. Don't touch it because it's going to be really hot. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to put the water filter away. I'm going to dry it out when I get home, but I'm going to put that in the bag, back in my backpack. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to try and get some blood back in my legs. My legs have gone numb. And I'm going to sit here and chill. I've got some Kit Kats with me, so I might have a couple of Kit Kats. See what time it is, and I'll kind of guess what I'm going to try and do then. So I may do something else while I'm at it. So yeah, I don't know whether to make myself something to eat. I'm not really that hungry. I do have peri peri chicken, and I do have I think it's chicken korma or chicken tikka, chicken with me as well, with rice. I don't know whether I want that because I'm not really that hungry. I may save that, like I said, guys, if you want me to do like a back garden video, I may save it for then, and just stick with my Kit Kats, you know. So I'm going to put a few bits away back in my bag and think what I'm going to do next, if I'm going to do anything next with this video. So I'm going to let you enjoy the little bit of peace and quiet. I'm going to put you out there somewhere, let you enjoy the sheep, enjoy the peace and quiet for a few minutes while I sort myself out. So yeah, here we go. So I'm going to put you out there somewhere. So you may hear me working in the background, but yeah. So yeah, the last thing I put in my bag, which is this. I'm going to put this last in my bag. One, because it's hot. Two, it sits on the top of my bag quite easily. The coffee jug, as I like to call it, does also come with a bag as well. So yeah. The other reason why I'm not going to get a bug sheet for this, because I can actually hang things off this. So I'll show you in a second. I do have a metal match and a whistle, a few other bits. I can hang that off here, for example. At the top there I can hang a lantern, like a battery powered lantern, so I can hang certain things off certain hooks if I needed to. Also, if it's windy, so if it's a really windy day, I can actually get some more tent pegs and actually tent this to the ground, if that makes sense. So there's like a little bit more of a reinforcement when it comes to that. So yeah. May need to give it another stir before I drink it, but there you go, there's the mocha. So yeah, what else, guys? Now, again, it's not me complaining, but the reason why I'm doing it, or doing survival, doing this kind of stuff, is get myself used to being in a situation where all I've got is what's in my bag. Yes, I do have sleep apnea, but sleep apnea is not going to stop me from losing my job or losing my home, becoming homeless, that kind of thing. Here in the UK, it's getting worse. I can't really say much about the rest of the world, but here in the UK it's getting worse. Prices for everything is going up. I could be wrong saying this, but we are this country is getting to the point now where it's like you have to be rich to live here. There's no such thing as cheap housing. There is no housing because the government keeps giving it to illegal immigrants. There is no NHS. Not only do I have sleep apnea, but I've got a hernia the size of a small cat, in my stomach. My hernia is big and it's getting bigger. NHS won't touch it. So you put the fact that there's no housing, the NHS is falling apart, prices of food is going up. I'm hoping that's a bird. And there have been times in the past where I'm like, that sounds like a bird. So there's going to be more and more Brits becoming homeless, and more legal immigrants are coming in, and they're giving the legal immigrants homes. And yeah, so all the homeless people will be British, and all these legal immigrants are going to have homes. That's what I'm going to see if things don't change here in the UK. Prices of food have doubled, if not tripled, in the last 2 years. Taxes are going up. We get a pay, like here every March, April, we get a pay rise. And most people think, great, you get a pay rise, but it's only like 1%, which is only about 5p. But then the supermarkets and all the other companies put their price up by 10%. Well, 1% that we get, that pay rise, is 1%. they put up all the bills up by 10%, and yeah, it doesn't work. Anyway, I'm exaggerating a bit there, but yeah, so there'll be a lot more homelessness, and there's going to be a lot more people being poor because of the way the government is here in the UK. And I'm not saying that I will become homeless one day. I do try my best to keep on top of the bills. I have 2 jobs. I have 2 jobs. Yeah, I have 2 jobs just in case. Yeah. If I lose one job, I can always fall back on the other. Just for that safety net. I don't. I was going to say I don't waste money for the sake of wasting money. I kind of do in a way, but I do try. What I'm saying is I do keep on top of the bills. I do pay all the bills, and whatever's left is mine. Yeah. So I pay the bills. Make sure there's enough money for food, that kind of thing. Then whatever's mine is mine. How can I put? I don't live without. I don't go out and buy the latest gadget. I don't go out and buy the new iPhone or a new is it a Samsung? I don't like Samsung phones. I like iPhones. Yeah, I don't go out and waste money on that. I don't waste my money. I don't drive, but I don't waste my money on brand new cars, and all the stuff I buy is within my means. If I can't afford it, I don't buy it. But that doesn't stop me from being homeless. You can be on a budget and being really strict and still become homeless. So, like I said, I'm not planning to be homeless on purpose, but there's always that mindset of like, the government have been screwing us over for years, for decades, and it's getting worse. And now it's getting to the point now where they're not scared to tell you that we're going to screw you over. You know what I mean? Where before they would be like, oh no, it's not what you imagine. It's not what you imagine. It's not what, it's not what you make it out to be. Now they don't care. They don't care whether you know that they're screwing you over. It's like with chocolate bars. Cadbury's are like, we're not screwing you over. The chocolate bars are not getting smaller. Oh yeah, there's still cocoa in the, is it cocoa? In your chocolate, there's about at least 20%, cocoa bean, I think they call it, in your chocolate. But if you look at the ingredients, there's no chocolate, it's all palm oil. That's why the chocolate tastes so much like crap. So with that mocha that I made, I can guarantee it's got palm oil in it. It's probably not 1 ounce of chocolate in there. It's probably all full of palm oil. So yeah, it's not me playing army in the woods and me over exaggerating. You gotta be realistic, guys. Gotta be realistic. The government are in it for themselves. They're not in it for the people. They couldn't give a damn about the people. They're in it for themselves. And the thing is, how much money can you make, right? It's like a rich person. How much money can you make? So again, I'm not playing army in the woods. I'm being realistic. Quite a lot of people in the world say, oh yeah, it never happens to me. I'll never become homeless. Yeah, it never happened to me. I don't. No, I'll just get a council house. The council will give me a house. The council will give me money. No, all the council houses are owned by legal immigrants now. And so is all your money that you give each month for your taxes. It's all give to the legal immigrants. So, just one more thing before I stop complaining. Many years ago, my nan had cancer. Not going to say which nan, but I had a nan. I had two nans. And one of them died of cancer. And I didn't actually see her die, but I saw her lean up to her, her death. She lost a ton of weight and she was a shell of who she was. And I was 15. Yeah, I was about 15 when she died. And I said to myself, that will never happen to me. I will never have cancer. I will never die of cancer. That will never happen to me. Never. Never in a million years. That would happen to me. Now, I grew up. I'm 43, I think. 43 years old. And my attitude has changed. It can happen. It can happen to you. And if it can, it probably will. And the reason why I say about my nan having cancer, when I was 26, I had cancer. And I had the first lot removed just before Christmas of 2009. 2011, I went back into hospital for the second lot of cancer that appeared. I had chemo and I had stomach surgery to move the other lot of cancer that was in my body at the age of 26. And thinking back when I was 15, I never told anyone this. It would never happen to me. That will never happen to me. What happened to my nan will not happen to me. And when I was 26, it did happen. Cancer twice. 2 lots of surgery. Chemo. And my partner, he was struggling because obviously I wasn't working. I wasn't bringing home the money, and I pretty much left my partner to deal with all the bills because I wasn't getting paid because I wasn't working. I had best part of 8 months off work. I wasn't getting paid for 8 months. So we could have not only was I trying to fight cancer, my partner could have became homeless. So, yeah, here I am, living to tell the tale at the age of 43. Living to tell the tale. So, what I'm telling you is that, yes, I'm playing Army in the Woods, whatever, don't care, say whatever you want. But it can happen, it will happen, and you have to be smart about it. So what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that I will become homeless. I'm not going to say to you by the time I'm 50 I'll be living in a tent in the woods. Yeah, I'll try my best to do everything not to become homeless. Pay the bills, pay the rent, do what I can to keep the homelessness at bay, but all it takes is just 1 month of bad wages. People knocking on your door. You haven't paid this, you haven't paid that, where's my rent? Where's my bills? Where's your money for the bill? Don't have it. Or I lose my job. I want my rent. I want my mortgage. I want my bills. Where is it? I don't know. Just lost my job. You tell me. That's the wrong attitude to have. if you've got a plan B, your plan A is to pay all your bills and keep your job, and as much as you hate working. But it's always good to have a plan B and a plan C. For me, plan A is basically doing what I'm doing now. Have a job, or in my case, 2 jobs. As much as I hate working, have 2 jobs. Keep working, keep paying the bills, keep everyone happy. That's plan A. Plan B is that if I lose one or both my jobs, I've got enough food storage at home, so whatever money I do get, which won't be a lot, it's about £300 a month if you're lucky, that £300 that I'll get from the government, which is not a lot, will pay for the rent and for any bills. That goes straight on bills, and you can use your food storage, which I've got at home, until I find another job, or till something better comes along. If I can't find another job by the time my food storage runs out, or until people get fed up with the fact that I've only got 300 quid a month, and I end up getting kicked out of the place I'm living in, this is plan C. This is plan C. Hopefully I'll won't get to that point, but like I said, plan A all the way. So plan A all the way. Plan A until the day I retire, if I make it that far. So plan A all the way, and then there's always plans B and plan C to fall back on if plan A doesn't work. So anyway, I'm going to stir my coffee because it's the right temperature now to have a good old taste. I'm going to put you guys down. And the thing is, guys, I'm not the only one that's thinking like this now. It's just that I'm the only one that's stupid enough to make videos on it. And there's a lot of people that are watching this thinking, oh yeah, over exaggerating. Tell that to the last person that became homeless. Right, let's have a drink of this. Have a Bella. So this coffee, I think the coffee's fine. So it's a brand new packet. I bought the packet this morning, so I know it's in date. But has that earthy, muddy kind of like taste to it. Yeah, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna drink any more of that. That coffee, I've had better, but like I said, you saw the colour of the water, and it smelled like clay. So I think the remnants of the clay still within the water. So that's what I mean, guys. Always boil or use purification tablets after you've filtered it, if you can. So guys, I'm going to pack away the tent, and I'm going to think of another thing I can do while I'm out here. I do have my firing starting kit, but we'll see. So let me put my rest of my stuff away, and we'll see. I'll get back to you guys. I'll see you all soon. So guys, that's my tent put away, and as I was putting my tent away, I just had a thought, and I've just noticed a fallen down tree obviously next to that gate. Now this gate hasn't, like I said, haven't been used in decades. Yeah, and by the looks of it, this tree's been fell down decades ago as well. Yeah, you can tell by the growth that, yeah, it came down a very long time ago, this tree. Anyway, the thought I had, and it's just a thought, and you let me know in the comments below whether you want me to or not. But my thought is, like I said, I made a video on it and it kind of went wrong. But I've got one of those ponchos that you can use as an emergency shelter if you get yourself in an emergency. You can use this poncho into emergency shelter. And that went terribly wrong, by the way, that video. But just a thought, and it'd be a learning curve for me whilst making a video for you guys about making some kind of lean-to. Let's back up a bit. So make some kind of lean-to with the tarpaulin. So you go from the top there, and it'll come out. It's a little bit raised here. Obviously, when a tree fell over, put up all the mud, and have the tarpaulin come out to about to where my foot is. The back end of the tarpaulin will be up against the gate. I can clear some of this stuff out, and the entrance could be about here, at the front here could be the entrance. You know, ideally a fire roughly about here. It'd be a good day's work, but no reason why it can't be done. But again, guys, if you want to see me make that kind of video, leave a comment below. And I may even guys take a picture of that. Take a picture of that and put a vote, yes or no. Would you like to see me make some kind of shelter out of this? Or maybe not even from a tarpaulin. There's plenty of branches and twigs and bits of wood. Make a wooden lean-to, so it'd be more of a permanent shelter out of this. But then, like I said, that gate hasn't been used in decades. You can just tell by the state of it, and the lock is rusted. You know, that hasn't been used in years. So using a tarpaulin will probably be better than using wood, because with the tarpaulin you just take it down. But if I use wood, then if I do ever use that gate again, then end up destroying it. So again, that's something I need to think about if you guys want to see it. So that's an idea. So the other thing, which I'm going to make this in a different video, and look out for this, guys. So I'm not going to take my t-shirt off because it's not that hot. I'm in the woods. I'm sheltered by the sun. It's not that hot here. But if I go out of the woods, it'd be about 28 degrees right now. But the video will be about how to keep cool in the sun or in hot weather. Now, what I will say in this video, and I know that not everyone can do it, because like I said earlier, we all got jobs to do. You know, we all have to work for a living. But being out here in the woods, it's colder here, or cooler here, than anywhere else. So I know that when I leave here, it's going to be hot. So that's one way of keeping cold. So if you sit like me today, day off, spend time in the woods. Just find yourself a nice little wooded area. Spend some time in the woods. That's one way of keeping cold. Or cool, I should say, not cold. Cool. I haven't sweated since I got inside here. I haven't sweated once. But that's what I will show you at the end of it. So look out for the video where I'll give you tips on how to keep cold or cool in the daytime when it's really, really hot. Now the other thing I was just glanced at is this tree here. This one just here. In some parts of the world they call it old man's beard. And we do have something similar. So like up in this branch here and up here, there's what I call the English version of old man's beard. And there's some up there as well. It's quite high up. Some old man's beard. Let's see if there's some there. So there's some there, some old man's beard. Now that is very good for starting a fire. And again, there's some here, so I can pull this off. It's basically moss. Pull that off. I'm not going to pull all of it off because if I ever come back out of here, which I will do, I can use this to start a fire. So you can put a match or a metal match or a light or whatever flame to that, and it'll go whew, the whole lot will go off. But this whole tree, especially the low branches, is just full of moss, which is all dry. It's all bone dry. And if I take a match to that, or flame or spark or whatever to that, it will eventually start a fire. There's one just here, big chunk of it, and I can just peel that off and make a nice little fire out of that. Now I personally think, and again it's just my opinion, I'm not an expert, just my opinion, but I think that this tree is slowly dying. There is a little bit of growth from some of the trees, but I think this particular tree is slowly dying, because as you can tell with some of the trees are in bloom, but this one has only a few branches with a few bits of greenage. And I'm not talking about the moss, I'm talking about like actual leaves. I think this is a pine tree or some kind of pine tree, and yeah, there's only a few branches like this one down here. There's only a few branches with pine needles on them, but 90% of the tree doesn't have any pine needles. There's only a few branches. The rest of the greenage that you see is moss. So yeah, guys, so I do apologise about this video not being as exciting. I did kind of do what I wanted to do, in a sense of like putting a tent up, spending a little bit of time in the tent, doing a water filtration, which I wanted to show you, and if stuff like that. Like I said, because I'm one of those people, if I get stressed, I don't feel hungry, and with Shaun the sheep being locked out of its home, I was a little bit stressed. I was expecting, like I said, over there's a farmer's field, I was expecting the farmer to turn up, and I was kind of expecting the farmer to kind of have a go at me for being out here and having a tent up. Like I said, this is like most of the place I live is National Trust, so in theory I shouldn't really be camping out here. I shouldn't be having fires out here. I shouldn't really be camping out here as part of National Trust. But I come out here to make videos for you guys and just to hang out, get away from people. I don't want to be around people. Especially where I live, they're all posh and rich and snobby, and I don't want to be around those people. So coming here gets me away from those people, and I get to do one of the things that I love, and that's make videos and showing you guys stupid things that I do. So at least I showed you my little setup, which I have showed you before. I use my water filter. Hopefully next time I'm out here there won't be any sheeps walking around. The sheep or the sheeps have calmed down. They have calmed down, and then they get all loud again, and they've calmed right down. So, like I said, I haven't seen anyone. I haven't seen any farmers or anything, so I don't know whether it's been taken back to its home. I don't know, but like I said, the home's literally just there, so I haven't seen or heard anyone. So next time I'm out here and I do this kind of video, you guys tell me what you want me to do. Like I said, I'll do that. So maybe next time I'll do that, make a lean-to, make that into like a little bit of a shelter in there. So maybe that'll be my next video. I'll do out here. But my next video will probably be in my back garden, having the same setup, but doing this video a little bit more properly, where there's no sheep, no animals, no disturbance. And that's my plan. So probably, I'll do that next. I hope this is more of a relaxing video. I hope that the water filtration that I showed you, the water drop filtration, that style, I'm hoping that it's a little bit of insight for you guys. Like I said, regardless of what water filtration you have, if you can, filter the water, and either boil or purification tablet when you do it. Even I'll show you the water, what it looks like. Like I said, here we got a lot of clay here where I live, and I think the sun's out now, so you probably won't even see it. I'll show you over here, you probably see it a lot more clearly. But the water is very murky. It's very cloudy. The water's very cloudy, so that is an indication of clay in the water. And the reason why I say it's clay, I'll bring it over here. The reason why I know it's clay, because when I get close to it, got to be careful over there because there's a flies and midges over here. So as you can tell, it's very cloudy. It's not very clear. And I think there's these flies that have been bugging me for a while. But anyway, like I say, it's very cloudy, very murky, and that's the clay in the water. Like I said, we're going through. I'm going to say it before anyone else does. Here, we're going through a very dry spell, so it wouldn't surprise me if there'd be a drought. August, well, we're in July at the moment, so August, September. Don't be surprised if there'll be people saying that we're in a drought right now, because it hasn't rained for well over a month. It hasn't rained. and there's no forecast in the weather for rain for July, or for this week, or next I should say. So yeah, this is all clay deposit coming down from the hills where I live, because it's very hilly where I live, and obviously animals, you know, climb in this water and do their thing. So all the animals are disturbing all the silt on the bottom and bringing all the clay down with it. So I can smell the clay, I can actually taste the clay. That water filtration I don't think it got rid of all the clay in the water. I can actually kind of like taste the clay in my mouth. So yeah. So if you can, obviously filtrate your water. Filtrate your water and either boil, like I said, boil, or use some kind of tablet or liquid to disinfect it as well, just to be on the safe side, because you don't want to. What the hell is it? Yeah, you don't want to make yourself ill. If you're in a real survival situation, yeah, drink the water anyway. Yeah, if you're in the real survival situation, then drink the water anyway. But I'm not in a real life survival situation, so I can afford to disinfect it. So yeah. So again, there's a lot of myths and legends about running water. It does not matter if it's the water is running or whether it's still. Water, it still has bacteria in it. Some people say if you go down to where like the rapids are, where it's actually flowing, there's no bacteria. It doesn't matter. There's still bacteria in the water, regardless of where, how, when, what time. It doesn't matter. There's still bacteria, parasites, viruses in the water that can make you sick. So if you can, filter it. If you can't and you're in a real life situation, survival situation, drink the water anyway, because it will keep you alive, and hopefully you'll get rescued before any of the nasty stuff happens. Yeah. I got told that by a real survivalist that knows what they're talking about, so I'm just repeating you what they said. So yeah, like I said, I've got a filtration, so I can filter it, I can boil it to keep myself safe. So I'm going to change the battery on this camera. I think this is going to be pretty much the end of the video for this, so thank you all for watching. While I'm here, I'm going to make one more video about keeping cold in hot weather. I'm going to do that while I'm here, only because the background is a lot more better than doing it at home. Watch out for that. So I'm going to post this video first, then I'm going to post the other video later on at a different time. So yeah, watch out for that video. Again, thanks for all for watching. Sorry that was a little bit boring, but I'm hoping it's fun to watch at the same time with the sheep wandering around the woods. But anyway, I'm waffling on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you all soon.